Hi, this is Will with My Spiritual Clarity. Today's video is about the spiritual source of clutter. And the nutshell version of it is that if you've got clutter, you actually want that clutter. And you want it not consciously but unconsciously because it keeps you safe. How would that make any sense? Well, one example is if you have clutter, then you don't have to deal with that icky, sticky, or uncomfortable thing in your business. Sales, networking, deciding on a business name, figuring out your website and how to manage your website. There's a lot of things that we business owners avoid, especially if we're healers or coaches or therapists. So I found that that's the real source. And when I help clients to deal with that, the physical clutter is so much easier to deal with. Now, there are still specific tactics and methodologies to help you better deal with clutter, especially paper clutter and physical clutter. And I'm not discounting any of that. However, I have found in my personal experience and with a lot of clients that if we don't also get to the energetic root of why you're really cluttered in the first place, it's just going to come back anyways. or or you're going to feel, you may deal with it more efficiently, but you're still going to feel bad about it. It's still going to be an energy drain, an energy suck in your life. So I prefer to do both at the same time. And I've got a workshop coming up with Carrie Thomas, who's a clutter buster queen. She's amazing at it. And that's coming on January 31st. So please do look down below in the description. I'd love to see you there. So to dig a little deeper on this, I want you to look at what's the main feeling that you get when you've got the clutter. Is it that, or the main, your experience of it? Is it more that you're procrastinating, or is it more that you're feeling overwhelmed? Because it's a different process depending on which one it is. So if it's procrastination, if you see it constantly and just you never get to it, never get to it, never get to it, that I've found is because 99% of the time there's a specific judgment that you're wanting to avoid almost always from a specific person. And this takes some digging. This is why I do it in private sessions or in group sessions, because even to ponder that question yourself, a lot of people will only really get to, oh, well, maybe I'm afraid of being judged online. If I deal with this clutter and everything's great, and then I have all the time and space that I would need to be more present on social media, if you even want to be on social media, not everyone does or has to be, then you might be judged for the content that you would post, the opinions that you would post. So you might get to that, but which specific person are you avoiding the judgment from? I find that almost always takes digging in a personal session. Sometimes it'll pop and you'll know oh, it's my mom. If I post on social media about my true spiritual work, then my mom's going to see that and come to me and say, who the hell do you think you are? I recently had an aunt say nothing negative, but she just asked a question to clarify. She said, do you charge money to pray for people? And I went into my head and made a whole bunch of stories up about it in my head. Oh, she's being negative. She's being this. And I'm the one teaching this stuff. I'm still prone to it. So it may be that you do see this specific person, but likely it's going to require some personal work. So I'd love to see you at the workshop on the 31st if that speaks to you. The second is overwhelm. And if your clutter leaves you with a feeling of overwhelm, it's gone beyond procrastination. You're just in a state of shutdown, of overwhelm, of I can't possibly deal with all the clutter in my life, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. That I find is because you're taking too much responsibility in your life. And now both of these come from my work with the 8 pillars of the imposter complex. So if you want more info on that, just comment below and I'll get you some more details about it. I've got videos about that as well. And these are the first 2, procrastination and then overwhelm. Feeling like a fraud comes later, and there's more as well. But if it's overwhelm that is your primary experience of this clutter, then you're taking too much responsibility, either for your family, which that leads to the helper's paradox, which I talk about in other videos, or even, for me, it was the world. I was literally taking responsibility for the world working out, also known as the helper's paradox in my work, and savior complex. So look to see, where are you taking too much responsibility? Who could you ask for help? And you probably need to ask for an embarrassing amount of help to get you out of that state of overwhelm. So I hope some of this is helpful. Would love to see you at the workshop on the 31st. I'll post the details below, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.